It began with a whisper. Not in a crowded room, not in a place full of noise, but in silence. A single file. A name typed at the top. Rosenthal. No first name, no explanation, just Rosenthal Files. At first, it looked like nothing. A collection of scattered documents, old case notes, photographs with no captions. Audio recordings filled with static. But the deeper you go, the stranger it gets. Because these are not just files. They are fragments of something buried. Something someone didn't want you to find. The story of the Rosenthal Files begins in the late 20th century. The exact year is unclear. That's the first mystery. Every source contradicts the other. Some say it was 1987. Others insist it started earlier, maybe even decades before that. But all agree on one thing. A man named Rosenthal existed. No official records confirm his full identity. No birth certificate, no verified photograph, but his name appears again and again across different documents, different locations, different times. Almost like a ghost. Some believe Rosenthal was an investigator. Others say he worked for a government agency. A few claim he wasn't working for anyone, but against everyone. Because the files he left behind don't document ordinary cases. They describe events that shouldn't exist. One of the earliest entries talks about a small town incident. The report is short. Almost too short. Residents reported unusual lights in the sky. No sound. No movement pattern consistent with known aircraft. That's it. But attached to that report was a photograph. A blurred shape. Floating. Silent. And then, a handwritten note.
The key is hidden where the light meets the dark.
Not the first time, won't be the last. Who wrote it? No one knows. Another file takes a darker turn. A missing persons case. 3 people vanished from the same house. No signs of struggle. No forced entry. The doors were locked from the inside. Police reports call it unexplained. But Rosenthal's notes tell a different story. He wrote about patterns, about repetition, about how certain events repeat themselves in different places, with different people, but with the same details. Same time of night. Same strange silence. Same absence. And then there are the recordings. Crackling audio tapes, labeled only with dates. When played, most are filled with static. But in some, you can hear something. A voice. Faint, distorted. Whispering. Not speaking clearly, but repeating something over and over again. Experts tried to analyze it.
Monitor the primary frequency.
They slowed it down, cleaned the audio. And what they found made no sense. Because the words weren't from any known language. And yet, they sounded familiar. Like something your mind almost understands, but never fully can. The deeper you go into the Rosenthal Files, the more unsettling it becomes. There are maps with markings in places where nothing significant was ever recorded. There are symbols repeated across different documents with no explanation. And then there are the final entries. This is where things change. The tone shifts. Rosenthal's writing becomes frantic, messy, uneven, as if he was running out of time. One entry reads, "They know." Another, "It's not about discovery anymore. It's about survival."
Survival.
And then, the last complete file. No date.
Where did the date go? It was here a second ago.
No location. Just a single page. I made a mistake. I thought I was observing them, but they were observing me. After that, nothing. The files end. No closure.
The terms of agreement are null.
No explanation. Just silence. For years, the Rosenthal Files remained hidden, forgotten, dismissed as fiction, a collection of unrelated documents with no real meaning. But then, something changed. Pieces of the files started appearing online. Scanned documents, audio clips, photographs. Uploaded anonymously. No source, no trace. At first, people thought it was a hoax, an internet story designed to go viral. But then, independent researchers began to notice something strange.
Clear.
It's finally working.
Some of the locations mentioned in the files were real. And when they visited those places,
In the direction of the fog, but keep your eyes open.
they found things. Unmarked structures. Unusual electromagnetic readings. Locals who refused to talk or claimed nothing ever happened, even when evidence suggested otherwise. One investigator reported hearing sounds at night, similar to the audio recordings in the files. Another claimed their equipment malfunctioned, only in specific areas marked on Rosenthal's maps. Coincidence? Maybe. But then came the most disturbing discovery.
Impossible!
A pattern. The events described in the Rosenthal Files weren't just from the past. They were still happening. New reports began to surface. Unexplained lights. Disappearances. Strange audio phenomena. All matching the descriptions, almost exactly. As if whatever Rosenthal was tracking never stopped. And maybe never will. So who was Rosenthal? A journalist chasing a story too big to publish?
But they're not what we expected.
A scientist uncovering something beyond human understanding?
Incredible.
Or something else entirely? Some believe Rosenthal wasn't documenting events. They believe he was chosen, selected to witness, to record, to understand. And when he got too close, he vanished, just like the others. But here's the question that keeps people awake at night. If the Rosenthal Files were meant to stay hidden, why were they released? Who uploaded them? And more importantly, why now? Some say it's a warning. Others believe it's an invitation, a way of saying, look closer, pay attention, because it's happening again. And maybe that's the most terrifying part of all. Not the unknown, not the mystery, but the possibility that the truth is already here, hidden in plain sight, waiting, watching, just like it watched Rosenthal. Because in the end, the files don't just tell a story. They leave a question. One that has no clear answer. If someone spent their life uncovering something they were never meant to find, and left behind proof before they disappeared, would you ignore it? Or would you keep digging, knowing you might become part of the next file? The Rosenthal Files don't end with a conclusion. They end with a silence. A silence that feels intentional. As if something is waiting for you to make the next move. And maybe you already have. Because the moment you started listening to this story, the moment you became curious, you stepped into the same path Rosenthal once walked. And if his final words are true, then the question is no longer what he found. The question is, what finds you next?